Hello. Today we will be playing Journal. We're about to start day 3 for Jack. Day 3, August 26th. Ugh. Not a day, motherfucker. Henry, you're going to be late for school. I should be getting out of bed, but 5 more minutes won't hurt anybody. Is your first class at 8, sweetie? It's 7:55. Shit. I saw it coming. I jumped out of the bed and quickly chased myself to the closest set and clothes I found. Try saying that 10 times. I had to drop the twins earlier today, so we're leaving now. Message me if you need anything. Now, kids, say goodbye to your brother. Bye, big bro. Bye, Henry. Have a nice day. I shouted while looking for my left shoe. The hell did I left it? It's not under the bed, nor behind the door. Oh, the bathroom. There you are, you little shit. Okay, I have my backpack, phone, wallet, earbuds, and keys. Good. I'm leaving. I shouted into the empty house, for some reason stepped out into the sunny morning, locking the door behind me. Shit, I'm running so late. It turns out that my regular 10-minute walk to school could be done in 3 minutes by running my ass off. Just as I entered the school, I heard the bell ring, so I picked up the pace and jumped the stairs 2 by 2. Some students stared at me here and there, but I didn't really pay enough attention to feel pressured. I think I made it. I looked inside the classroom and saw that Dick hadn't arrived yet. Using that as a cue, I walked to my seat while sheepishly looking at the floor. The guards had mercy on me. You're 5 minutes late. You're lucky Dick hadn't arrived. I kind of completely slept through my alarm. I sat down in my seat and immediately started spraying myself with my emergency deodorant. Smell good, feel good. I turned to look at Amy, who seemed focused on whatever was on her phone. I looked around the room, noticing that, along with Dick, half the class was also missing. Isn't there any reason as to why half the class isn't here? She swore while typing into her phone with a focused expression. Hey, I'm ordering from Pa Donald's. You want anything? Good morning, Amy. Morning. I was thinking of getting a cheeseburger, but I don't think they start serving them until noon. Oh, you're actually serious. Of course I am. You going to eat a burger right now? It's quite literally 8 a.m. So, food can be eaten at all hours. Having that sort of meal as breakfast doesn't sound like the greatest idea. Beats nothing, don't it? Yeah, sure, whatever. But are we even allowed to eat inside the classroom? I think so. My last year's homeroom teacher always ate while teaching. It's just that we got Dick as our main teacher. On sophomore year, we got an old lady called Teresa. She was strict but really good. Amy sighed defeatedly. She didn't realize she said, except that we got Dick. I mean, if anybody would make the kind of donation giving me Dick, I would be pretty stoked about it. It would mean that I have completed one of my main goals in my bucket list. Then I would just need to become a millionaire to achieve true happiness. What are you all smiling about? Something stupid, but not impossible. Okay, anyways, you didn't answer. Do you want anything? My treat. I'm fine, thanks. She stared at me with a judging gaze. You look like you could use some fries. No, really, it's okay. You just told me you were late because you slept through your alarm, so you most likely didn't have breakfast. Fries are better than nothing, just saying. Large, medium, or small? Free food, I guess. Small, please. You got it. So, did you have fun yesterday? Surprisingly enough, I'm looking forward to today. Nice. She put away her cell phone on her very pink backpack. You know, I was actually half expecting you to not come today like the rest of the normies here. What do you mean? She cut her eyebrow. Didn't you watch the news? People were going ballistic online. I haven't opened Twitter in around a year. Nope. Did something happen? How do I explain this? She sat in place uncomfortably. An official report came out that a lot of people have gone missing in the last 6 months, most still yet to be found. This happened all over the states with different statistics. Texas is the worst of them all, with almost 1,500 people going missing since the year started. New Jersey is in the thousands as well. She started playing with the fabric of her skirt, avoiding eye contact. Let me put it this way. Out of the 51 states, let's say the average per territory is around 1,000 people going missing. That would make 51,000 people missing. We are on August. These numbers must have been exaggerated. We still have a fourth of the year left. About that, these numbers were the ones that the government admitted, so it's probably a bit more. And about the disappearances, people started noticing a pattern. She struggled to find words, opening her mouth just to close it again and again at a loop. Meanwhile, I noticed that some people around us had actually stopped their conversations to listen to ours. Some had the same clueless expression I probably had right now, while others just looked defeated. Even Zach had pulled one of his earbuds out to listen to us. So yeah, about the missing people, most of the disappearances seem to be targeted. They are attacking races that are infrequent. I know it sounds dumb to say this, but just give it some thought. When was the last time you seen a Chihuahua, a pug, or hell, even a Pomeranian? And I know this is an awkward question, but when was the last time you've seen a fox besides someone in your family? Not even an Arctic fox, just a fox in general. I pondered for a bit, only to realize that I've never met an Arctic fox before. And it's been a bit since I saw a regular fox. I think the last one I remember seeing was my ex-classmate from middle school, Rebecca. Now that I think about it, something that is also weird is that I've seen a lot of mixed races within the canines. Smaller dogs and foxes are starting to look more wolf-like, if that makes any sense. The foxes I've met have started to lose their narrow snouts and puffy tails, becoming, bluntly put, rougher. People are also taller nowadays. Last time I saw one that was in middle school. A friend of my brother was a fox as well. And that's not the worst part. The thing is, close to none of these numbers have been felines. You know what this means, right? The government, who are mostly tigers, are completely ignoring the problem. You know how racism is, and, well, try to not stay out too late, okay? What about reptiles, dragons specifically? I'm not too sure. The channel mostly focuses on canines. That probably means that they don't have it as bad. Oh, that's a relief. My family are all mixed dragons. My parents were wyverns. You're adopted? I didn't know you were adopted. What's it like? She didn't particularly shout, but the people near us who were eavesdropping, who were Zach and the guy next to Amy, looked astonished. At least they had the respect to look away. Noisy people, noisy girl. Amy noticed how these people looked at us in disbelief and awkwardly muttered a quick apology. It's okay not to be people heard. I patted her back and flashed her a toothy grin. She anxiously reciprocated with a smile of her own. So a lot of people have gone missing, and people are starting to notice. The government hasn't done anything about it either, since it's not particularly affecting felines. I bet they'll ignore the problem until it becomes a normality or magically solves itself. Unless they are the ones creating this whole ordeal, then we're kind of fucked. I'm not even gonna try to understand politics or the why of this problem. I'm just gonna focus on preventing my family from getting the short end of the stick. I know I can want to defend myself if someone tries to attack me, but they won't. Mama's overworked and tired most of the time, and the twins just turned 8. I'm going to have to buy pepper spray and teach them how to use it. Also, since the twins are still so young, Hey, quit annoying me. I did? Oh, sorry. She smiled timidly, her gaze still held some mockery in them. Be sure to take precautions. We wouldn't like it if one of my only friends suddenly went missing, you know? Thanks, Amy. You two be careful out there. A notification sound came from Amy's phone. Our food just arrived. Come on. Well, the teacher comes. I don't think he's gonna show up at all. I mean, the rule is that if the teacher doesn't arrive in the first 15 minutes of the period, we have to report it to the principal. But no one's dumb enough to do that. Now come on, the food's getting cold. She stood up and nodded her head towards the door. I followed suit with that uneasy feeling from our talk. Dude, I can hear you thinking the news guy said that as long as you stick with someone else, you should be fine, so don't give it too much thought. Sorry for ruining the mood. What? No, it's okay. Thanks for telling me, actually. Though I was technically with you there, we didn't really get a chance to hang around, so I didn't get to ask you your opinion on the club. Are you really asking that? It was asked. She pouted. But did you see the girl in the second row close to the door? No, not really. I didn't even look at the blackboard. She's called Brooke. She's a really good childhood friend of mine. We were besties in freshman year, but we didn't get any classes together since she started taking AP. She actually joined the science club willingly. Can you believe that? Amy, I think you're the only one in that room that doesn't want to be there. Loser. I heard that, asshole. But overall, I think I'm happy that I went to the science club. That means you're staying in that club, right? Most likely, yeah. Aye, nice. You get to suffer with me. Yeah, that and the fact that it relaxed me for some weird reason. It relaxed you? The teacher's a major jerk. Did you see how he treated that kid? Oh yeah, I almost forgot he got destroyed. He destroyed that kid yesterday. If he knew you called him a jerk, he would chew you out as well. I wonder what insult he saved for you. I make sure to never find out. He scares the fuck out of me. Every time he looks at me, I'm scared of wetting myself out of fear. I meant pee, you weirdo. I felt like peeing myself. Why would I wet myself that way? Because you're weird. I wouldn't put it past you. Dude. We ended up picking up the food and eating it on the way back to the classroom. Amy was panting for all the stairs she had to go through. And well, let's say she didn't take playful banter in the best way. I mean if I really wanted to say something hurtful, I would have done so, but she actually ignored me when she had to inhale her double bacon cheeseburger. And again, I warned her that she was gonna get a tummy ache later in the day, but my words fell on deaf ears. Even though we were just outside the classroom, Amy kept quiet while still stuffing her face with food. Stop chewing with your open mouth, she chuckled. Make me. She settled into the hall. Stop eating and talking. I decided to play along. And she proceeded to put her hand in the air in a halt motion as she took the last bite. But it's so good. Hey, you kid, shut the fuck up. I'm a homeroom teacher, shouted from inside. So he did end up coming, like an hour late, but he did come in the end. From the inside of the classroom, I felt the gazes of our classmates watching us intently. Even so, I dared shoot me a questioning look. That earned an extra, wait, that earned a plus out of me. Hey Teach, you can't talk to your students like that. You're gonna get reported again. The teacher shot the small girl a mean look, then exhaled solidly. Anders, refrain from opening your mouth. Outside class, right? Permanently would be better. Now finish your food and get in here. I saw his gaze land on my thighs, then on Amy, who finished a whole ass burger in about 3 minutes. I think I'm an injured now. Wouldn't want to sour his humor more. Alrighty. Thanks for the free fries, by the way. She smiled warmly. Next time is your treat, though. You got it. I ended up eating half my fries and saving the rest for our break. Then I entered the classroom with a sheepish smile, still a bit embarrassed. So when you take this formula, you're going to have to substitute the values given before proceeding with the equation. This substitution is not made by merely changing the values. You first have to take both values. Finally. He stretched his back and made a really loud, satisfying pop sound. Finish page 30 of your math textbook before tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah. You can imagine proper instructions. The previously messy desk became squeaky clean in a matter of seconds. Then without any other word, the male left the classroom. Dude, seriously, what's his problem? He didn't even finish his explanation. I shrugged. Beats me. I don't want to go to my club. Sounds like a you problem. Just go the first 20 minutes. Say you feel sick and then leave. Even if I just went for like 5 minutes, I'd still have to wait for the night bus. Might as well suffer completely. What am I supposed to do for an hour and a half? Come on, I'll walk you there. What a kind soul. What can I say? You gave me free food. I'm indebted. Oh, so it wasn't because I'm great? You're great at annoying people. Rude. Yeah, now let's get going. Wait a second. We ended up dropping Amy rather quickly. She didn't really put up as much of a fight as I thought. Regardless, I walked down to the entrance of the school trying to decide what to do. I mean, yesterday was fun enough, so maybe I could try going again today. Go to the science club. I ended up walking to the top floor once more, the hall now completely deserted. Yesterday was fun enough, so I don't think there's any harm in going again. I mean, it's a science club. What's the worst thing that could happen? My hand froze on the handle of the door. 2 high-pitched squeaks coming from inside. I steadily opened the door to see Amy's back as she jumped in place in a stereotypical girly way. Following her leaps, there was a slightly shorter cat wearing tight clothing. The rest of the students seemed to be watching them with either annoyance or peculiarity. The rest of the students who were literally 3 other persons, besides the professor who hasn't arrived yet. I walked to my seat slowly. Amy was too focused talking to the other chick that she didn't even notice my stride. Oh my God, no way you did that, girl. The black cat blushed. I told you I did. I took a seat on the very corner of the room. The wolf in front of me exhaled loudly as I took a seat. I think he muttered something, but the girls were so loud I wasn't able to hear. They continued to talk really loudly. Every millisecond where there was silence was cherished, but fortunately they didn't hold back. After a bit, I thought they were finally going to stop. And then 5 minutes passed, then 10, then 15. My only hope now is for the teacher to come and finally shut him up. He's really running late today. Hey, Zach. The wolf mumbled while keeping his focus, gazing at the scenery displayed in the sky above us. Do you think Dip will come today? He shrugged, still ignoring me. The sky still is pretty today, isn't it? No response. I hope it rains. Rain's nice. After he ignored me yet again, I decided to leave my amazing thoughts to myself. As if on cue, the girl seemed to simmer down and finally noticed my presence. Oh, Henry, didn't see you there. Look, this is Henry. This is the guy I was talking about. Amy whispered not so quietly. Ignoring that remark, I cleared my throat and puffed my chest, trying so desperately to look cooler. Hi, I'm pleased to meet you, Brooke. Brooke looked at Amy with a surprised raised brow. A pleasure. She showed me a sly, flirty smirk as she took a step closer to me. She was merely an inch away from me, from touching me. The height difference made her breath landing on my neck fur. I shuddered at the uncomfortable feeling. You are too close, lady. Ah, Amy, look at him. He's all worked up for no reason. I can give you a reason to be worked up, though. She took a step back and giggled. Surprisingly, the giggle was way deeper than I had expected it to be. It didn't come off as squeaky or annoying. It was really close to a chuckle, actually. I'm fine, thank you. I bowed and took a step back, impaling myself with the corner of my desk. I wished at the pain, but still sat down as quick as I could. I completely turned my head toward the window. Please leave. Henry, are you okay? I refused to turn around, deciding to merely show her a thumbs up. Ah, sorry, big guy. Amy told me you were skittish and I just wanted to play a little. She placed her hand on my shoulder, making a small circular motion. Amy, look, he's shaking. I swear, I'm not this much of a virgin. I just can't control it. Well, I am a virgin, but that's beside the point. Ah, is poor little Henry bad with women? My face kept burning up as the giggles behind me intensified. I didn't trust my voice to not come out in a pathetic way, so I just stayed quiet. All it took was a little bit of teasing and look at me, already a mess. I need to work on that. Amy and Brooke started to engage in small talk, their voices slightly further away now. That's good. I finally untensed and plummeted into my desk, resting my face against the hard piece of wood. Nice first impression, Henry. Now they'll think I'm some sort of socially awkward guy who can't even introduce himself correctly. I thought I was doing better. You looked as if you wanted to cry. Did you see how lame I looked? So embarrassing. He chuckled lowly. The sound coming from the hall made me instinctively turn my head, noticing how the girls were still talking. I couldn't hear them as well as before, but I catch some very expressive hand motions and head tilts from my quick peek. They seemed to get along. Jack hummed in agreement. They were in my class freshman year. They wouldn't shut the fuck up. Our homeroom teacher back then was ready to murder them by the end of the year. Were the goat not as loud, they wouldn't have gotten in as much shit. Zach humped and diverted his gaze from the duo, now looking at the very empty seat of the teacher. Shouldn't he have gotten here by now? No shit, he's half an hour late. The wolf seemed to get lost in thought, so I left him be. Then I saw how the two girls were looking at us from outside with goofy expressions, heads tilting the glass. Oh shit, I should go and try to make a better impression this time. You feeling better, loser? Yeah, thanks. Sorry again, I didn't mean to make you that uncomfy. She winked. It's kind of my fault. I need to work on my social skills, but hey, you seem cool. I'm really impressed you were friends with Amy. What do you mean by that, asshole? I can't help the set eating grin that appeared on my face. Huh. She's a mess, but still decent. I'm way better than you, thanks. You two met in freshman year, right? Nope, we're childhood friends. But it was only on freshman year we tried out for the cheerleaders that we became besties. Let me tell you, this girl over here was the most flexible out there, but the captain hated her, so she didn't make the cut. Screw her. But yeah, that's how we met. Then around the first month I joined the digital art club. She was also there, even tried making a comic. Oh really? That sounds really laborious. It was. We ended up only releasing 5 chapters before we canceled the project altogether. She scratched her neck awkwardly, but still kept smiling. One of the things this school does right is how they force you to do a project in your clubs. I mean, I now know I never wanted to try making a comic or book, but I wouldn't have known if if I was pushed to do it. And it was really fun doing it with my BFF. They hugged sideways. It does sound really cool. Maybe I could give it a read. What's it called? I don't think I want to show you that. It's not exactly good. Hey, come on, I won't judge, promise. That's 100% a lie. It was about a homoerotic vampire story that took place on the 1600s. Trust me, you don't want to see it. Why does that sound awfully familiar? No, no way. Right, my friend told me about a story like that about a year ago. She was really into it. Emma never had any girlfriends, so she always showed little old me her city fan fiction and real comics. I, of course, always told her they were twins, but in reality, I'm a sucker for those poorly written love stories. And I'm taking this information to my grave. Nevertheless, the story I'm thinking of fits that specific description, but it could be one of many of that genre. I remember the protagonist was called Katniss, as in the character of that Hunger Games book. Now, how do I ask if that comment is theirs without sounding like a fucking loser? Amy and Brooke were both whispering to themselves, waiting for me to question them about it. Nah, I'm not asking them. I have a feeling that that's their comment. It certainly felt as if the writing was done by teens. No, sorry, I think it was a different story than the one I was thinking of. Amy sighed while Brooke huffed. Is it bad? I kind of wanted you to know. It would mean that our comment was big enough to reach people outside our circle. Dude, if he did read the story, then he would have read the 4th chapter. Do you think I can live in peace knowing he read all that? Oh, yeah. Good thing he doesn't, though. Wait, I remember. Chapter 4 was when the prince had sex with the vampire for 20 scenes. The name of the cover was The Vampire's Arrival. Yeah, I'm not telling them to read that. I'm not telling them that I read that. Oh, it's a story if it's a story not safe for work. I probably didn't read it. Liar. Good. Now, Henry, I have to talk with Brooke about some girl stuff that would probably gross you out. So why don't you go chat with someone else for a bit? As she briefly gave it some thought, she realized I have no other friends and that she's leaving me to Paris. But since her face looks seconds away from exploding, I give her a pass. Alright, I'll let you two be. It was a pleasure to meet you, Brooke. I hope we get to see each other in the future. Oh, thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you, too. I gave her a small, awkward hug before pulling away. She blushed. Bye, Amy. Where's my hug? Sweaty girls don't get hugged. Remember it for next time. I went with confidence. She wasn't actually sweating, but she foolishly believed me, since she had an incredulous look and started blushing even harder. But what my eyes were aside. It was a joke. Don't beat yourself over it. I hugged her quickly. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Oh, there's no one here. I suppose the club got canceled for today. Well, I could either go home and start preparing the food or just go somewhere quiet to do my homework. I think there's a library somewhere. Well, I don't want to go home just yet. I also have to know where other places are besides my classroom and the gym. Also, the library probably has some air conditioner, and that is more than enough incentive for me to go there. Well, then, better start looking for it. After mindlessly walking around the facilities, I ended up answering that guard at the bottom floor where the place was since I couldn't find it. It was in the adjacent building not too far from where I was, so I got there quickly. But the search was worth it since I ended up knowing where the rest of the facilities of the school were at. Also, the library did have an air conditioner. Combine that with a few people there, and bam, I got myself a new hideaway. I walked for a little bit, looking for a desk with a window nearby. Oh, there's Zach. I tapped the shoulder wave. He looked briefly at my direction, then looked back at his phone, ignoring me. I took a seat directly in front of him, leaving my backpack by my seat. He didn't even spare a glance at me. "May I help you?" He took one of his earphones out as he talked. "Oh, I just wanted to finish some homework and saw you sitting here. Just decided to drop by and say hi." "Hi." The male greeted me with the most bored expression one could have. "I'm busy. Leave." "Hey, come on. At least try to make small talk or something. Why don't you ask me about my day?" You ignored me completely. "Well, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at math and I'm about to do tomorrow's homework. Maybe I can pass it along if I stay here." Zach decided to put the second earbud back on, turning the volume so high that I could hear it from where I was. "Oh, okay." Well, considering that the guy seemed pretty annoyed and I'm being pretty childish, I have two options. I could either A, leave him and follow the original plan of doing my homework by myself, or B, which is to keep being annoying for absolutely no reason. I have no idea what it is about Zach, but I can't help but feel connected. It reminds me of myself for some reason. But why? Maybe, just maybe, the reason I want to keep getting to know him is because I, as a person, want to be more social, and he strikes me as someone similar to me. Or maybe I'm just delusional. You know what? What's the worst that could happen? Deciding to keep being a nuisance, I dragged my chair to his left, barely an inch of distance between our shoulders. Do you know that if you sit down beside someone, you never really have to make eye contact? Meaning that I have to keep one less thing in mind in a conversation. The wolf turned to look at me, taking his last earbud out and placing his phone on the table. "Listen, I don't know what made you think we're friends." "Hey, aren't we?" "No." I'll set up or leave while I'm still asking nicely. When I finally huffed, he started watching the same video from before. "Sorry." Well, that went well. When the mayor ignored me, I finally opened my notebook to do my homework. But where's the fun of that? I pretended to do it while trying to take some peeps here and there. I don't really know why I was so focused on getting to know him, but it's one of those really weird hunches that I can't help but follow. And if I get my ass beaten, then I can just blame curiosity. After roughly 10 minutes of me stealing glances his way, I noticed that he was watching a football game with strong intent. I don't watch enough football to know the name of the teams, but I recognized one of their logos. It was a bald eagle, and if I'm not misremembering, that's the team my dad supported before he passed away. Oh yeah, the name was literally the B Eagles. and the other teams, or Dancing Devils, guess I still remember some of it. The end of the game was nearing, and the Beagles were down by exactly 3 points. I don't exactly remember how the plays are made and all the strategy parts into it. But what I do know is that in this exact situation, they shouldn't kick. They need the entire 6 points or the touchdown to take the lead. Still, I'm no professional, so I guess going for the tie is not a bad idea. The wolf seemed to notice me yet again. He growled his response, his purely white fangs showing. I also like football. I used to watch it with my dad before he passed away. God, how long has it been? X years? Zach seemed to give up and decided, tilting his phone the smallest bit for me to see better. He then handed me the right earbud. The game was nearly finished. After one of the teams completed the kick and tied the score, the opposing team was preparing to do the last play. I assumed Zach was rooting for the Dancing Devils, since he looked annoyed that this play was happening. Well, he always looked annoyed, but the grinding of his teeth was a clear signal. I'm so observant. His teeth were ridiculously sharp, which made me quite anxious. I mean, the guy could kind of whip out my throat if he wanted to. That would definitely make the news too. Teen murdered by a schoolmate for being annoying. At least I would get a complete page for myself in the yearbook. Tilting, the sound of a guy screaming as if his life depended on it brought me out of my unique train of thoughts of getting mauled by my friend. It was the quarterback who made a Hail Mary pass. He got tackled immediately after the throw. Again, I don't know too much about strategy, but wouldn't it have been better to just play safe and win in overtime? I don't exactly hate this play, John. Might as well do a Lolo since they don't look to have the energy to win in overtime. YOLO means you only live once, Eric. I bet my left nut that this guy isn't under 50. That's very interesting, Joss. Oh, would you look at that? The Dancing Devils have decided to bet it all, and as you can see, the ball is going really far. The voice surprisingly got cut off by the sound of the roaring audience. The ball ended up being catched just inside the touchdown area by one of the wide receivers. Holy shit, the viewers are selling their ass off. I took the earphone out and put it beside Zach's hand. Wow, that was a really ballsy move. Well, that was a really ballsy play. I looked to my right. Zach was actually fully blown, staring at me, ignoring the game for a neutral expression. After we met before, he tilted his head. Shouldn't you have asked this on Monday? He slowly blinked as if saying, answer the question. Well, no, I think I would remember someone with your fur pattern. I don't know what sort of realization he must have come upon, but he still had this look of disbelief on his features. Hey man, come on, quit staring. Does he think I'm a normal person that doesn't get flustered if I stared at? Sorry, must be imagining things. You can tell me if you like. He placed his earphone on the table, then turned off his phone and he saved it in his pocket. He huffed and grabbed a math book out of his backpack. Oh, that's the homework. I did after he berated me for no reason. Those spout nonsense. I warmed my arms playfully and passed him my open notebook. His suspicious face switched from my notebook to my face. What do you want? Huh? He closed my notebook harshly, throwing it to the ground. I got up and tried to put some distance between us, but he quickly followed through my actions, stalking slowly with a threatening aura. Wait, what is he doing? I asked. What do you want? You keep being a nuisance. Hey, but buddy, why don't we calm down first? After I backed my way up to a corner, he grabbed my neck with an iron-tight grip, putting enough pressure on it to make me go into emergency mode. Placing both of my palms in his chest, I was able to push him away. The sound of my beating heart was preventing me from hearing the wolf's voice, his open mouth moving continuously. I'm sorry for bothering you. I just wanted to be friends, but I understand if you don't want to, you didn't need to assault me. And so I pushed past him and grabbed my backpack, then hooded with all the adrenaline that begged to come out. I fought the urge to say anything else and left with a light jog. From now on, I'm staying the fuck away from that guy. Having Amy as a friend is more than enough for me anyways. I didn't feel sad nor angry enough to cry, but the blood rushing into my ears was enough to make me on edge. I made a fool out of myself. I walked home trying to shake off the feeling of shame. I'm home. I was expecting silence on maybe one of the twins welcoming me, but instead I saw my mom on the kitchen counter talking on the phone. She looked at me and smiled kindly, then proceeded to excuse herself on the phone. Sweetie, I haven't seen you all week. Hi, Mom. Good to see you. Why are you here? Were you able to get off work earlier today? Fortunately for me, my boss sent everyone home since he had a family emergency. So I took the opportunity to get home earlier and cook for all you. Her giddy smile made me grin as well. I would normally tell you to use this free time to rest, but since I know how stubborn you are, I won't even bother today. She shrugged her shoulders nonchalantly. I want to take care of my family. Sure, there isn't any harm in that. As long as you remember to rest, then there isn't. Yeah. She rolled her eyes playfully. Now, how's school been? Have you made some friends? I have. I met this girl called Amy, who is really spontaneous. She was a bit weird at first, but I got used to it quickly. At least she's fun. Fun to make fun of. That's nice. Is it just her? Yep. What about the teacher? Are they good? Not from what I've seen these past 2 days, no, but I think I'll manage. I scratched my head sheepishly, walking over to the kitchen counter. Without exchanging any words, Mom passed me a knife and some vegetables to cut. I started with the onion. Don't cut that fast. You'll hurt yourself. I've done this plenty of times, Mom. Don't worry. I could feel her gaze on my face, but I kept looking at the food. Eventually, she sighed and looked at her food again. So, has anyone cast your eye yet? Mom, she curved her eyebrows cockingly. Oh, Haley, I remember how you were in middle school. Always coming home, talking about your crushes. But knowing you probably would never confess, right? Huh. As if I had the balls. Mom rolled her eyes and put her veggies on the frying pan, stirring them constantly. Are you done with the onion? Yeah, second. I passed her the food and took a seat on the kitchenette, watching her back. Her clothes looked even more wrinkled from behind. But no, Mom, no one has catched my eye yet. But did I tell you I had to join a club? It's apparently a requirement for graduation. I think I'm happy I went to the... She continued to cook while I kept telling her my anecdotes of the past 3 days. She threw the occasional comment here and there, but otherwise stayed silent. She put the stove on low heat and took a seat just in front of me, sighing loudly as she finally rested. Now that I was able to see her face properly, I saw how she had very prominent eye bags. Her face overall looked really cold. My last warmth of her eyes was enough to contradict her facial features. All her biological children took her eye color, a warm yellow. Ethan was a combination of both Mom and Dad, being a yellowish orange, while the kids are both exactly like her. Every time I looked at a family photo, I always felt out of place, as if I didn't belong. I mean, what does a dragon and a fox have in common, appearance-wise? Absolutely nothing. And that was enough to make me conscious about it. But gosh, I would be lying if I didn't like the contrast now. Makes me feel special. Sweetie, you are making that face again. Her face fell tiredness and preoccupation filling her features. Oh, sorry, was just lost in thoughts. Is it about that? Before I could refute her, she talked again. How have you been holding up with everything you know about that? Though I wasn't actually thinking about that today, I have been looking forward to talk with Mom about it. And as you were talking, I just realized that I don't remember you being as nervous as you seem to be. Sure, you overthought a lot, but it was always this bad? Yeah. Oh, Mom, sorry for making you worry. It's just that there were more people in the club than I had expected, and I couldn't help but feel a bit anxious. But I'm getting better. I'm actually really happy about that. She still had that doubtful look on her face, but said nothing further. Yeah, talking about it today doesn't seem like the best move. I can't wait. On another note, I was thinking of buying some clothes earlier this week. I kind of want a jacket or something cooler. My previous one doesn't fit me anymore. Which is a bummer since I liked how comfy it was. I rambled on, not realizing that she was full blown out staring at me. You know, I'm proud of you, you know? Oh, thanks. I mean, my little baby's growing so fast. You're basically an adult now. You'll be an amazing man. I just know it. I smile awkwardly, but incredibly happy. And by that jacket, there's a market near my work building. Next time I get the chance, I'll buy it for you. Do you need any more clothes? I don't think so. I can give you some of my money if you don't have. No need. Now, help me with the chicken. The twins should be arriving soon, and they will be starving. After beer cooking, we both left the meal to cook while still talking in the kitchenette about dumb stuff. Like the movie we saw a month ago and how the twins are holding up at school. I need to be with them more. And that's how Max accidentally got on the baseball team. And since Lily didn't just want to wait for him to defend her, she enrolled in the school choir. Trying to make some time if they get a competition or something, chances are that I won't be able to go and they'll need family support. Of course I will. Good. She sighed with tired content. Why don't you go do some homework? I kind of want to enjoy a bit of silence before the storm arrives. I nodded with a smile. Also, Henry? Yes? She warmly chuckled. They told me they walked in on you naked yesterday. Try not to traumatize them. For life, please. That was not my fault. They didn't even knock on the door. Regardless, they are far too young to be traumatized such a way. Bye, Mom. And so I went to my room exhausted. Today's been such a long day, but a good day nevertheless. I did my homework and wrote in my journal before falling to a dreamless sleep. So we learned quite a lot in day 3. We learned about the disappearances that have been happening. We learned about the way the government is comprised of. You will learn that the MC is adopted. He's a white fox, but he was adopted into a family of dragons. So, and he thinks sometimes he feels left out when he looks at the family photos, but his mother loves him very much, and his adoptive younger brothers treat him just as much. They treat him just like he's part of the family. They treat him no more different than they would an older brother if they were the same species as them. To them, he's just their older brother, and that killing his species doesn't have any effect on them. So, he's an Arctic fox and a family of dragons, but they love him very much. That's the most important part about it. And there have been different disappearances of people in the tens of thousands across the country. And it seems that most of them are small canines. Because a lot of foxes and chihuahuas and Pomeranians have been kidnapped. And the government does not really seem to care much. And the reason why, because the government is run by tigers. And there hasn't been any kidnappings of felines. So, the MC did mention in day one that in this region of the country, for the most part, the people are either felines or canines. And I don't know what's going on, but in my view, I think the government was run by felines are trying to reduce the more obscure breeds so that way they can have more control and dominance over the country. I think that's what it is. Plus, I think they want to alter the genetic makeup of people, because the MC said that people are getting, I forgot who said it, but it was mentioned that people are getting taller now, so perhaps the government also wants people, perhaps they want their population to be bigger and stronger now. Then maybe they want their population to be bigger and stronger for some reason. But anyway, it seems like for the most part, the people being kidnapped or small canine breeds or small animals in general. And tigers are big, really big and strong, so kind of makes sense that the people who want these smaller dog breeds or smaller people in general to disappear, or the tigers. But again, they don't seem to really do anything to cats, because cats are also small people. Like one of the other roots, the character, the annoying cat that we saw earlier, they don't seem to be doing anything towards the smaller cat, so maybe it's not entirely small breeds, but it's probably like small canine breeds, but they probably don't mind at all having all felines, having all felines exist, whether big or small. But apparently there are certain people that the government does not want, and that there are people that the government prefers. The government certainly prefers felines and, I guess, larger canines over everybody else. Or maybe what's going on has nothing to do with the government, but maybe there are people who are targeting small employees, and that the government is aware of it, but they don't really care enough to do anything about it. Could be that. And about Zach, before I talk about his attitude, I don't think the MC should have really annoyed him so much or just got close to him in the library. If he doesn't want to be friends with you, then, in my opinion, he should have respected that, just left it alone. And I think if he, just it's a school year. You got this whole school year to get gradually close to him. You two are in the same club. You're in the same classroom, so I think he wanted to be friends with him too fast. I think maybe he took it slow throughout the school year. Gradually, they could become friends. But I think the reason why Zach got violent with him because he was trying to force him to be friends with him. And I don't condone what Zach did at all, but I don't think it was friendships like that. But Zach clearly has attitude problems. I mean, he's a smart kid. I mean, with that lecture he gave on day 2, he seemed really, really intelligent. But the problem is his attitude. He's just very quiet and kind of just this quiet, hard-headed person. And he just don't want anybody near him. He thinks everybody is a nuisance to him. I wonder how things are going to be between the two of them. They got the whole school year, and they're in both the club and in the class, so they're gonna be dealing with each other quite a lot. I mean, I think he can gradually befriend Zach, but I don't think he should be so fast with it. So we got one more day left for Zach to do. This is day 4. This is also the newest content to come out, day 4 for Zach. It became available to the public earlier this month, so day 4 for Zach will be the newest content produced from the game. The other characters had their updates out months ago, so it may be a while until we get a day 5 for Zach, but we're gonna finish off what's available for Zach with day 4 next time. All the information for the game is in the description box below. Thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.